All right, so we're back. And today we are diving into something pretty cool. It's this real-time investment challenge, the race to $10,000.
Yeah.
We are 7 months in
Oh, wow.
to this challenge, and there have been some pretty interesting developments.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look and break down the 3 different contenders in this race to $10,000.
I like it.
Just see, what's working, what's not working, and maybe all of us can pick up a few investing tips along the way.
Yeah, I think anytime you can see a real world example of these things in action,
Right.
it's so much better than just theory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there.
Yeah. So let's just recap really quickly the 3 contenders in this race.
Right.
We've got one that is a personal portfolio where the creator's gone all in on one stock.
Yep.
We have another contender, which is a diversified ETF fund. And then we have another one, which is a community portfolio. And this is one where the creator is letting the viewers of his YouTube channel vote in polls.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To pick which stocks they buy. However, there's a catch.
Okay.
Due to ASX regulations.
Okay.
They cannot buy
Interesting.
until they reach $500.
Yeah, I know a little bit about the ASX. The Australian Securities Exchange has got these rules in place for kind of like investor protection.
Yeah, exactly.
I imagine, so there's a certain level of capital that you have to be able to trade on the exchange.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this community portfolio as it builds up.
Well, let's get into it. Let's start with this personal portfolio. 7 months in, and things are not looking good.
Oh, no.
They're down $237.40.
Wow.
That is a 43.37% loss on their initial investment. They went all in, remember, on EYE stock, 2,000 units at 27 cents a share. So this is...
Well, this is a really good illustration of how volatile things can be with individual stocks. It can be really hard to pick winners consistently, even if you're like a seasoned investor. And sometimes, things just don't pan out the way you expect.
So let's contrast that with the ETF fund, which is up $58.91.
Okay.
That's a 10.58% gain.
So that's not bad at all.
They went with IVV, which tracks the S&P 500.
Yeah, that's a very popular choice, IVV. It's an ETF that's based on the S&P 500, which is the top 500 largest companies in the United States. So that diversification really helps smooth out some of those big price swings that you can get with individual stocks.
Exactly.
Now, it is important to remember that ETFs, while they do offer diversification, they also come with these fees.
Right.
They're called expense ratios. But the good thing about IVV is it's got a super low expense ratio, which is why it's such a popular pick.
So slow and steady seems to be winning the race so far.
Right.
But now let's take a look at this community portfolio.
Okay, yeah.
They're still chugging along,
all
trying to hit that $500 mark.
Yeah.
They did get a new subscriber.
Oh, okay.
Which brings their total up to 31.
All right. So they're
at $217.
Gosh, that's fair.
They're getting there. What will that first stock purchase be?
A big question mark.
It is. It is. One thing that really stood out to me when I was going through the source material.
Okay.
This idea that you just got to get started.
Right.
A lot of people get really caught up in trying to do all the research and trying to make the perfect plan. But sometimes you just got to get started, even if it's not perfect.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree with that. I think,
Yeah.
Analysis paralysis is a real thing. It affects a lot of people, I think.
Right.
And it really can keep you from moving forward on your goals. It doesn't even have to be investing. It could be starting a business, learning a new skill. It could even be something like, trying to declutter your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just have to get started somewhere and you kind of gain momentum as you go.
Yeah. And looking at how this personal portfolio has done.
Right.
They're down 43%.
Right.
Versus this ETF fund, which is up 10%.
Yeah.
It really drives home that point about diversification, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Diversification is really key in managing risk when you're investing. The idea is to spread your money around different assets, different sectors, even different countries.
Right.
And that can kind of help cushion you if one particular investment starts to tank.
Right.
Now, it's important to note that diversification doesn't guarantee you're going to make money.
Right.
Nothing does. But it does give your portfolio more resilience against market fluctuations.
So it's more like you're building a safety net.
Exactly.
So you don't get completely broke if one stock goes down.
Yeah. And another thing I thought was really interesting about this whole challenge was the community portfolio. I mean, the viewers get to weigh in
Right.
and vote on these different stocks.
Yeah.
It brings this whole element of community
Yeah.
and collaboration into
Pretty neat.
achieving your financial goals.
Yeah.
And it just makes you think about like the power of having a network of people
Right.
who are all kind of working towards a similar objective.
Yeah. It's definitely fascinating to watch and see what happens. This race to $10,000 is just getting started.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be interesting to follow along and see how these different approaches end up playing out.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with that community portfolio once they finally hit $500
I know, me too.
and they can buy their first stock. What do you think they're going to go with?
I have no idea. But it's going to be really interesting. I think as we watch this unfold, it's also a great opportunity for all of us to think about our own investment strategies.
Yeah.
You know, what are we trying to achieve? What's our risk tolerance like?
Right.
You know, what are our goals? I think it's always a good time to kind of step back and take stock of where you're at.
So I want to throw this out there to you, the listener.
Okay.
If you are a part of this community portfolio, what stock would you vote for?
Yeah, what would you research?
What would you pick?
What do you think would be a good choice?
Yeah, that's something to think about.
It is. And remember, no matter what approach you take with investing, the key is to stay informed, be patient, and make decisions that are aligned with your own personal financial goals.
Well said.
Knowledge is power. Keep learning.
All right. Until next time.
See ya.
See ya.